God has not forgotten about you. Your miracle is on its way. Right now, as you're listening to these words, divine forces are aligning in your favor. The breakthrough you've been praying for is closer than you think. Life has seasons. Some seasons feel like endless winters, cold, harsh, and seemingly permanent. But winter always gives way to spring. Your spring is coming. Many people miss their miracles because they don't recognize them. They're looking for lightning bolts when God sends gentle rain. They expect thunder when God speaks in whispers. Your miracle might not look the way you expected, but that doesn't make it any less miraculous. This video will show you how to position yourself for the miracle God is preparing for you. You'll learn to recognize the signs that precede divine intervention. You'll understand why your current struggles are actually setting the stage for something beautiful. Some of you have been waiting for months, others for years. The waiting has tested your faith, drained your hope, and maybe even made you question if God still cares. He does. And that long delay? It wasn't a denial, it was preparation. Your miracle isn't just possible, it's inevitable. God's promises never fail. His timing is perfect. And His plan for your life includes breakthroughs that will leave you in awe of His goodness. Every miracle has warning signs. It's like distant thunder before rain falls. God sends signals before He sends solutions. These signals are spiritual markers showing you're on the brink of breakthrough. Sudden peace appears in chaos. When facing impossible situations, you'll feel an unexplainable calm washing over your spirit. This supernatural peace doesn't make logical sense. Nothing has changed in your circumstances, yet everything feels different. This peace isn't wishful thinking, it's divine assurance that God has already solved what you're still praying about. Dreams become more vivid and meaningful. Pay attention when you start experiencing dreams that stay with you throughout the day. God often speaks through dreams before manifesting miracles in reality. These aren't random mental images, but strategic messages preparing you for what's coming. Persistent thoughts arise that won't leave your mind. Certain scriptures, ideas, or solutions suddenly occupy your thinking space. These aren't coincidences, but divine downloads. When God plants a thought that refuses to fade despite distractions, He's signaling something significant ahead. People enter your life unexpectedly. New connections form that seem random but serve specific purposes. These divine appointments bring exactly what you need, whether wisdom, resources, or opportunities. Not all angels have wings. Some drive cars and use smartphones. Obstacles intensify right before resolution. The darkness gets deepest just before dawn breaks. When resistance increases dramatically, it often signals the enemy's last desperate attempt to block your blessing. This spiritual pushback happens because your breakthrough threatens the darkness. Old wounds resurface for final healing. Issues you thought were resolved reappear briefly. This isn't regression, but preparation. God brings these matters up one last time to ensure complete healing before your next level. Synchronicities multiply around you. Events align too perfectly to be chance. Numbers, names, and timing create patterns that catch your attention. These divine coincidences serve as confirmation that supernatural forces are actively working on your behalf. Faith shines brightest in dark waiting rooms. During these silent seasons, what you believe determines what you receive. Waiting isn't wasted time. It's preparation space where miracles take shape unseen. Genuine faith doesn't just survive delays, it thrives in them. When nothing appears to be happening outwardly, powerful transformations occur within. This sacred interval between prayer and manifestation builds spiritual muscle that casual believers never develop. Faith stretched becomes faith strengthened. Waiting periods reveal what truly lives in your heart. Anyone can praise during harvest seasons. True worship happens when fields lie barren, yet you still bring offerings. God watches closely during these moments. He's not testing your patience, but your trust in his character, despite circumstances. Biblical heroes all endured waiting seasons. Abraham waited decades for Isaac. Joseph spent years in prison before his promotion. David was anointed king, but lived in caves hiding from Saul. Jesus himself waited 30 years before beginning ministry. Divine timing often moves slower than human expectation, but produces perfect results. Miracle producing faith speaks differently during delays. It uses present tense for future promises. It thanks God for answers still invisible. It refers to problems as already solved. This isn't denial, but prophetic declaration, aligning your words with heaven's perspective. Mountains move when faith speaks. Waiting rooms become worship rooms when you understand their purpose. Each delay cultivates dependence on God rather than self-sufficiency. Each unanswered prayer creates space for deeper relationship beyond transaction. Each silent moment attunes your spiritual ears to hear God's whispers above life's noise. Faith sees waiting differently than doubt does. Where doubt sees abandonment, faith sees advancement. Where doubt counts wasted days, faith recognizes necessary development. Where doubt questions God's willingness, faith affirms his wisdom in timing. This perspective shift turns prison cells into prayer closets. Waiting with expectancy attracts divine attention. Faith-filled anticipation creates spiritual magnetism, drawing miracles closer each day. Heaven responds to hearts that remain confident despite contradicting evidence. Doubt and fear form invisible chains around miracles God has already released. These spiritual toxins contaminate faith and block divine intervention. Breaking free requires recognizing their presence first. Awareness precedes deliverance. Fear always exaggerates obstacles while minimizing God's power. It distorts reality through worst-case scenarios, playing endlessly in mental theaters. This twisted perspective makes mountains from molehills and giants from shadows. God-sized miracles require God-sized thinking, uncontaminated by fear's lies. Doubt whispers questions that erode confidence in God's character. Has God forgotten me? Will this ever change? Am I asking too much? These subtle interrogations plant seeds of unbelief that grow into forests, blocking miracle pathways. Combat each question with scriptural truth that affirms God's faithfulness despite feelings. Spiritual warfare intensifies before breakthroughs appear. Enemies don't guard empty treasuries. Increased resistance often signals proximity to promised blessings. When doubt attacks relentlessly, it frequently indicates imminent miracles. This understanding transforms discouragement into excitement about what lies ahead. Breaking free happens through daily declarations of truth. Speak scripture aloud, not as religious ritual, but spiritual strategy. Words create worlds within hearts. Faith-filled declarations rewire neural pathways previously shaped by doubt. Consistent verbal affirmations of God's promises rebuild internal foundations for receiving miracles. Praise functions as powerful doubt dissolver. Gratitude shifts focus from what's missing to what's present. Thanksgiving recalibrates perspective from human limitations to divine possibilities. Praise isn't pretending problems don't exist. It's privileging God's power above those problems. Community strengthens wavering faith during challenging seasons. Surrounding yourself with believers who reinforce truth counteracts isolation where doubt thrives. Sometimes faith needs borrowing until personal breakthrough comes. Allow others to believe with and for you when internal resources deplete. Miraculous testimonies fuel faith engines running low on hope. Stories of divine intervention remind hearts what God has done before and can do again. Collecting personal experiences of God's faithfulness creates evidence disproving doubt's arguments. Previous victories become prophetic signposts pointing toward future miracles. Miracles require prepared vessels. Just as farmers prepare soil before seeds produce harvest, hearts need preparation before blessings fully manifest. This spiritual readiness determines whether miracles merely visit or permanently reside in lives. Forgiveness creates capacity for receiving. Unforgiveness fills emotional space needed for new blessings. Each person held in resentment occupies room where miracles could dwell. Releasing others isn't approving their actions. It's freeing yourself from spiritual blockages that hinder divine flow. Forgiveness isn't feeling different, but choosing freedom regardless of feelings. Gratitude positions souls for increase. Thankfulness for current blessings attracts additional favor. Counting present gifts rather than absent desires shifts spiritual atmospheres around lives. This practice isn't manipulating God, but aligning hearts with heaven's abundance mentality. Gratitude transforms scarcity thinking into expectancy. Humility removes resistance to divine methods. Pride demands miracles packaged according to personal specifications. Humble hearts remain open to unexpected delivery systems God often employs. Miracles frequently arrive through sources pride would reject. Ordinary people, uncomfortable situations, unconventional timing. Humility recognizes God rarely follows human logic when delivering supernatural solutions. Generosity primes spiritual pumps for greater flow. Giving creates circulation, preventing stagnation. Closed hands cannot receive new blessings while clinging to current possessions. Generosity demonstrates practical faith that God's supply exceeds personal needs. This principle operates throughout creation. Rivers continuously give yet never run dry because they're connected to greater sources. Simplifying life creates margin for miracles. Cluttered schedules leave little space for divine appointments. Excessive commitments crowd out quiet moments where God often delivers transformative encounters. Creating deliberate pauses throughout days allows awareness of divine movements easily missed in constant activity. Pure motives matter tremendously. Seeking miracles for selfish advancement differs from desiring blessings that benefit others. Motives influence miraculous manifestations. God examines hearts behind prayer requests, not just words formed in prayers. Purifying intentions means wanting blessings that glorify God rather than merely gratify self. Daily surrender maintains receptivity to heaven's frequency. Control gradually closes spiritual receptors God uses for communication. Laying down personal agendas creates space for divine agendas carrying miracles within them. Divine timing follows heavenly calendars, not earthly clocks. God measures moments by purpose rather than minutes. This sacred chronology frustrates minds conditioned for instant results, yet produces perfect outcomes impossible through rushed processes. Learning this different time system prevents unnecessary disappointment during waiting seasons. God sees completion while we experience initiation. From divine perspective, miracles exist as finished realities already accomplished in spiritual realms before manifesting in physical dimensions. This eternal viewpoint explains why prophetic words often describe future events using past tense verbs. Faith simply aligns with what God already sees as complete. Delay never equals denial in divine vocabulary. What appears as divine hesitation actually represents strategic positioning of people and circumstances for maximum impact. Each postponement contains protection from premature blessing that might harm rather than help. Unripe fruit picked too soon never reaches full flavor or nutritional potential. Perfect timing involves multiple lives interconnected through one miracle. While focused on personal timelines, God orchestrates complex arrangements benefiting numerous people through single divine interventions. This intricate choreography requires precise timing affecting entire communities, not isolated individuals. Miracles often delay until all recipients reach readiness positions. Spiritual seasons follow patterns resistant to human acceleration. Farmers understand certain growth processes cannot be rushed regardless of desire or effort. Winter seasons appear dormant, yet contain essential preparation for spring abundance. These seemingly inactive periods perform vital unseen functions, maturing both miracles and recipients simultaneously. Character development frequently explains miracle delays. God prioritizes internal transformation above external manifestation. Rushed blessings arriving before character matures often become squandered opportunities or destructive influences. Divine timing ensures recipients possess necessary wisdom for stewarding miracles once received. Waiting periods serve as protective boundaries around blessings. Premature miracles can create more problems than solutions when recipients lack capacity for managing them properly. This explains why financial breakthroughs often follow financial wisdom development rather than preceding it. Timing itself becomes protective grace, preventing blessing mismanagement. Biblical timing operates through completeness, not convenience. Scripture reveals patterns of divinely significant time frames: 40 days, 3 days, 7 years. These periods fulfill spiritual purposes beyond human understanding. What seems arbitrary actually follows precise heavenly mathematics, accomplishing exactness in divine delivery systems. Past struggles contain hidden treasures disguised as trials. Each difficulty deposits valuable resources within souls: resilience, wisdom, compassion, strength. These spiritual assets become essential components for sustaining future miracles. Nothing experienced is ever wasted in divine economy. Suffering develops capacity for greater blessing. Pain expands internal reservoirs, allowing larger measures of joy afterward. This spiritual stretching process works similarly to physical muscle development, requiring resistance for growth. Without previous struggles, capacity remains limited for holding miraculous provision later. Hardship hollows out space where abundance eventually flows. Difficult seasons sharpen spiritual perception needed for recognizing miracles. Suffering sensitizes souls to divine movements easily missed by those living comfortable lives. Former pain creates contrast, highlighting God's goodness once breakthrough arrives. This enhanced awareness transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary encounters with divine presence. Problems produce problem-solving abilities activated during miracle manifestation. Each obstacle overcome develops skills necessary for navigating blessing pathways later. God uses current limitations as training grounds for handling future abundance. Leadership capacities formed through hardship become crucial for administering miracles affecting others. Waiting periods cultivate patience required for proper miracle timing. Instant gratification cultures struggle receiving blessings requiring gradual unfolding. Previous delays teach souls how to wait without wavering, essential for complex miracles developing through progressive stages rather than immediate completion. Disappointments build emotional resilience, preventing disillusionment during miracle processes. Each letdown weathered strengthens hearts against discouragement when manifestations differ from expectations. This emotional fortitude sustains faith through inevitable twists within divine delivery systems. Failures teach humility necessary for receiving supernatural intervention. Success often breeds self-reliance, miracle's greatest enemy. Previous shortcomings break unhealthy independence, creating healthy dependence on God. This humble positioning attracts divine assistance withheld from self-sufficient souls. Rejection develops discernment, protecting future blessings. Previous painful experiences create wisdom for recognizing harmful relationships that might sabotage coming miracles. This protective knowledge prevents entrusting divine provision to untrustworthy connections. Past wounds serve as warning systems, preventing repeated patterns of blessing mismanagement. Financial struggles establish stewardship principles essential before abundance arrives. Material limitations teach resource management activated once increase manifests. These lessons prevent prosperity from becoming destructive through undisciplined handling. Financial wisdom gained through lack becomes foundation for sustainable wealth later. Miracles often wear disguises of ordinary moments. Divine intervention rarely announces itself with dramatic soundtracks or obvious labels. Instead, heavenly help integrates seamlessly into daily rhythms. Coincidences too perfect for chance. Timely conversations providing exact guidance needed. Unexpected resources arriving precisely when required. Spiritual perception recognizes God's fingerprints upon seemingly random occurrences. Answered prayers frequently appear as natural developments rather than supernatural spectacles. Job offers come through friend recommendations. Medical improvements happen through fortunate doctor referrals. Financial provisions arrive through random refunds or unexpected work opportunities. These natural-looking channels contain supernatural orchestration behind their timing and specificity. Closed doors protect as powerfully as opened ones. What initially feels like disappointment often reveals itself later as divine protection. Rejections redirect toward better pathways. Relationships ending create space for healthier connections. Opportunities lost push towards superior alternatives unseen during initial disappointment. Failed plans frequently shield from hidden dangers visible only from heaven's perspective. Recurring themes across different sources signal divine messaging. When similar words come through unrelated channels, conversations, readings, media, spiritual attentiveness recognizes intentional communication. These repeated concepts rarely happen accidentally, but indicate divine emphasis requiring attention. Small beginnings contain miracle seeds awaiting recognition. Major breakthroughs typically start as minor shifts easily overlooked. Slight improvements in health, subtle attitude changes in difficult relationships, tiny financial increases. These seemingly insignificant developments often represent initial stages of substantial miracles unfolding gradually. Inner peace during chaos provides reliable confirmation of divine activity. Supernatural calm amid surrounding storms signals God's active presence, changing circumstances invisibly before external evidence appears. This internal assurance defies logical explanation when situations remain unchanged, yet anxiety dissolves inexplicably. Precise timing reveals divine coordination beyond coincidence. Help arriving at exactly needed moments demonstrates supernatural synchronization impossible through human arrangement alone. Last-minute provisions, unexpected solutions emerging right at decision deadlines, perfect timing beyond explanation. These precise deliveries showcase divine intervention. People appearing briefly yet significantly often serve as divine messengers. Conversations with strangers providing exactly needed encouragement, random encounters delivering specific information, short-term relationships bringing critical connections. These chance meetings frequently represent intentional divine appointments carrying miracle components. Divine visions arrive privately before manifesting publicly. God-given dreams often begin as solitary burdens visible only to recipients while remaining invisible to surrounding observers. This sacred isolation tests conviction beyond mere excitement. Authentic vision survives both isolation and opposition because heavenly downloads carry supernatural sustaining power outlasting human discouragement. Opposition frequently confirms legitimate calling rather than contradicting it. Resistance reveals destiny's importance, not its inaccuracy. Significant vision attracts significant opposition precisely because meaningful impact threatens existing systems. Criticism comes proportionate to calling's importance. Weightier assignments generate weightier attacks, designed to abort divine purposes before manifestation. Vision holders walk lonely paths initially. Friends misunderstand, family questions, colleagues doubt. This social resistance refines motives beyond people-pleasing validation. True vision continues without external approval because its validation comes vertically, not horizontally. Inner certainty sustains progress when outer confirmation remains absent. Noah built arks before rain appeared. Abraham left home before seeing promised lands. Joseph maintained integrity before promotion arrived. Moses led people toward invisible promises. This pattern repeats for vision carriers throughout history. Obedience precedes evidence. Acting on unseen realities differentiates faith from wishful thinking. Spiritual persistence outlasts logical arguments against divine direction. When God plants purpose deeply, contradicting voices eventually exhaust themselves against unshakable conviction. This steadfastness doesn't represent stubbornness, but supernatural empowerment sustaining vision through deserts of discouragement. Premature explanation wastes energy better invested in manifestation. Vision implementation matters more than vision justification to skeptics. Critics convert through results, not arguments. Demonstrating faithfulness through consistent action ultimately silences opposition more effectively than defensive words ever could. Seeds require darkness before producing visible growth. Similar principles apply spiritually. Vision development begins invisibly before emerging publicly. This hidden germination stage protects tender beginnings from premature exposure, potentially harmful to fragile early formation. Divine timing reveals vision only after sufficient strength develops to withstand inevitable scrutiny. Patience with doubters demonstrates genuine confidence in divine promises. Defensiveness signals insecurity about vision authenticity. Secure carriers maintain gracious attitudes toward skeptics, recognizing today's critics often become tomorrow's converts once manifestation provides undeniable evidence of divine origin. God stands ready to shatter limitations in your life. That miracle you've been waiting for isn't just possible, it's already in motion. The same power that split the Red Sea, healed the sick, and raised the dead continues operating today. Divine intervention doesn't belong to history books, but exists as present reality available to those who believe. Keep watching for those subtle signs preceding your breakthrough. Stay faithful during waiting periods that test your endurance. Release doubt that chains miracles to impossibility. Prepare your heart as fertile ground for blessing. Trust divine timing operating with perfect precision. Allow past struggles to strengthen you for carrying future miracles. Notice divine fingerprints upon everyday moments. Stand firm when others fail to see what God has revealed to you. This isn't wishful thinking, but spiritual reality confirmed throughout generations of faith. Your situation isn't excluded from miraculous intervention. God hasn't changed his nature or power. The same God who performed wonders throughout Scripture remains actively involved today. If this message stirred hope within you, please take a moment to like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more encouragement that builds your faith and prepares you for the miracles God has prepared specifically for you. Your breakthrough season has already begun.